Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, July 15th. This is our pre-market analysis for QOL trading. The screen you see on front of you right now is our website, so you can go to QOLtrading.com. And first thing you're going to see is a place to put your name and your email address in here and to join our circle so you can be and get our newsletter that we put out, letter that we put out every Sunday. Excuse me. It's a free subscription. We've put out 17 editions so far, and it pretty much goes over the week in review and what to expect ahead of the week ahead with economic data, geopolitical information, as well as levels, which to me are the most important thing. I'm more of a technical guy combined with the fundamentals. If you want to join our Discord community, you could click on this live trading desk here and it will bring you to this sign up station. You can join our Discord station for free down below. And then once you're on the station, you're on the channels there, if you want to upgrade and come into our live trading desk, you can click on this. And then also, if you want to get our QOL ORB Scalper, which is helping you to take a lot of the decisiveness, the discretion, self-discretionary stuff out of your trading, you could click down here. And then if you want a bundle package, you can just click over here and get it all. Here is our Discord channel right here. You have a pre-market and post-market channel here. I post the links on where you are right now. There's a level channel. This is all for free. If you want me to cover any levels for you, be glad to. Just drop me a note and I'll cover those levels. I do not cover any penny stocks. And then this is how you access our trade desk right in here. When you click on this, that will bring you to our channel right in there. So anyways, let's get on to things. Going over economic data, some news came out right now. PPI, 0.2%. Could get a little pop initially off of that, I think. I think bad news is good news type thing. And then you have PPI month over month is 0.3%, down 0.3%. We have some, still have some Fed speak today. Warsh was speaking the last couple of days. I'm not sure if he's still speaking today. Yeah, he still testifies today at 9 a.m. So, the markets have been pretty choppy once he grabs the microphone. So, it was a pretty choppy day, so my advice is get in and out of your trades if you are day trading. So let's get into our routine here. Let's start off with oil. Oil's elevating a little bit. We do have this gap up here from Friday, so that's still in play here. We are above the 20-day moving average at $72.97 a barrel, as well as the 200-day moving average sitting at $74.37 a barrel. We have this gap down at $84.34 a barrel from June 15th. It is below the 50-day and the 100-day moving average. 50 sitting at $86.18 a barrel, and the 100 is at $88.62 a barrel. We do have some gap downs, though. We have one from May 22nd at $96.99 a barrel. I think that's it on the upside right there. So you want to get oil back down here below the $71 a barrel there, so it can impact us positively at the gas pump. Going over the VIX right now. The VIX right now is still elevated. We still have a gap up here from Friday down to $15. We want to see us below $15, so that means it'll give us some balance in the marketplace. When the VIX is elevated, it measures the volatility index, so you're going to have more violent moves one way or the other, which we had yesterday, which makes sense because things were the VIX was elevated. However, we are below the 20-day moving average at $17, as well as the 50, which is sitting right above that at $17.28. So I'd like to see this gap fill and maybe even drop below it, which would be fantastic. We are well below the 200-day moving average at $18.71 as well. So hopefully the VIX can pull back down here. So let's get into the ES. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video for me. Appreciate all that. Everything is being built organically here. I do not pay for advertising, so it's all based off of the algorithm that YouTube grabs and my consistency of being here every day, Monday through Friday, as well as setting up my trade room Monday through Friday as well from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. We have a gap down here from at 76.2479. Looks like it may start moving towards that level right there. We are on the ES right now. We're looking at a 15-minute time chart right now. I would just keep these levels. These levels haven't changed from yesterday. It was stair stepping higher, but you could see the wickiness that I was talking about. Big moves up, being rejected, and finally later on in the day, you got some stability in there. So I would say probably line in the sand today is going to be your high here from Monday, or when was that day? Yeah, Monday. Sitting, I can actually just plot that for us right now. So that's going to be your line in the sand, and it's in between this gap fill, 76.10 to 76.24. If you get above 76.10, you move to 76.24. Above that, you can start pushing your way back towards those all-time highs. Downside, if you lose yesterday's close today, could come back down to this little pop here, breaking this structure here, 75.73 for a long, which may not be a bad level either. I'm going to actually plot that as well because it looks like even though it's pre-market, it's a nice little structure to the market here. So if you do pull back, 75, 75, 25 could be a good level. If you lose that, then I think you pull back to the 20-day moving average, 75.34. Let's get into the SPY. And the SPY is going to be the same thing. You have the same channels that we're looking at right here, and this is I'm going to plot this as well. It was the same thing as the ES. So if you lose yesterday's close, come back down here to 750.40. I'm going to get rid of this point of control. 750.44 is a level that you could hold. If you lose that level, same thing as on the ES. Pull back to 745.21. And the 20-day moving average at 74.89 on the upside. Get above this 754.91, you push into this open point of control at 757.70, and then if you get through that, you push towards all-time highs at 760.40. Let's get into the Nasdaq. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, help me out here, people. The Nasdaq stuck in between the 50 and the 20-day moving average. So the 50 is sitting at 29,828.90, and the 20-day moving average is sitting at, call it 29,986. We're going to call it 30,000. So watch those levels right here. If you can get above this, call it 30,000 level, I think you can possibly push into the June 16th high at 30,544. Downside, if you lose yesterday's close, I think you're going to have a similar structure as the ES and the SPY that I just drew here. Pullback, maybe 29,649.75 could be a long. And if you lose that, you're coming down to this 29,507. Just copy these levels on your charts, people. Nothing's changed. We are pushing higher, though, so that's going to be something to pay attention to because I don't really have much. If you can get over these highs over here. What is that? That's Friday's high. I actually can plot that for us. Excuse me. So I will plot that. Oops, excuse me. Okay, so this is Friday's high. So that'll be a good line in the sand for you, too, if you can break a hold above that. 30,777. Then you're pushing towards all-time highs. Let's move on to the Qs. The Qs are above the 20-day moving average, which is positive. Where is our 50 here for us, people? Well above the 50. The 50 is sitting right over here. This is a level, this level that I would put same kind of break. Good stair stepping. Little rejection here at this 716.21 level, sitting just below the 50-day moving average. So if you lose the 20, you come down to yesterday's close. If you lose yesterday's close at 719.69, I like this 716.21 for support. And if you lose that, same thing, people. Just take a snapshot, put these on your charts. 711.10 below that 716.21 would be another line of defense. And then, of course, this July 2nd low is 707.56. If you lose that, you come back down here to this filled point of control at 723 level. On the upside, if you get above 726.39, 730.83 is your next level to get through. It's a high from July 2nd. And if you get through that, 737.43 is your level to push through that. 748.65 all-time highs. Fantastic. Let's get over to the Mag 7 here. We'll go over We'll go over Tesla last here. Let's start with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, same thing, people. Nothing's changed on the charts. We're above the 20-day moving average at 202.22. It's also sitting above the 100-day moving average at 198.14. This is a bullish pattern here, people. When we're above these moving averages, you're looking for pullback longs. I said this yesterday. We had this 50-day here though, so we did get above the 50, which is positive. I'd say your line in the sand today. If you flush out to this 208.76, you want to hold that level. If you lose that, then you're going to lose this entire move from yesterday. You'll come back down here to this regressional trend line here that I have since May of this year. And then it's also sitting just above this 204.13 level. Would be a real nice break and retest level. Actually, it served it served it already, right? So you broke this level, you came right back down, and boom, retest. You bounce right off that level. It's fantastic, right? Upside, if you get above 713.99, you're going to push into that April 27th high at 219.09. Snapshot, people, of these charts. Put them on your screens. Trade off your levels, people. So when there's no fundamental stuff going on, you trade off of your levels that you put on your charts. Apple, it's been the strongest one so far in the ES. So it did pop up. It got up to the 723.45. I did have a level of 734.98. Didn't quite get there right now. But now that we popped through this previous all-time high at 717.44, it will give us some levels right now to get through. So I'm not thinking long on Apple if you're trading it, unless you're breaking hold above this 317.40 level. On the downside, you could see pre-market what was going on. And like I said yesterday, Warsh was speaking, so almost every stock was very wicky yesterday. It was very difficult to trade options yesterday based on the up and down movement and no real direction, right? So this is when you see wicks and you're trading options, it's horrible for your premiums and your gamma and your theta. It just destroys the premium price pretty quickly. So it's very difficult to trade that. So we are getting above this 317.40 level right now. So I'm saying if I'm trading Apple today, you long, as long as we're above this, and then I would have my stop just below this. So we are pre-market right now, so I say this all the time. These animations just give you an idea of the direction where the market's going, and then your money is made down here by paying attention to your volume and your price action. Let's get into Meta. Meta's a pretty interesting one right now. I just saw some advertisements yesterday on their sunglasses that are coming out. I bet you that's going to really, it looks like it may explode for them, right? So I think that Meta is something pretty good. I'm going to chart this high from Friday. That's going to be a level for Meta to get through in order to continue to push higher. And if you get through that level right there, I think upside could be pretty strong right there, as long as the rest of the indexes are showing you that as well. So, but you can see in this pre-market here, the market popped up here, but again, no volume down here, and it rejected that level. So I would say be careful if the market pops up there. You may get another rejection. However, if you do pop through there, you could potentially pop into this lower end regressional trend line that I have here from November 15th of 2022. So that could be a really strong level too, a rejection level. However, if you do get through that level, then we're going to have there's some really good upside for Meta up here to 886.81. So if you can regain this lower end regressional trend line here, Meta can really move for you. Downside, I'm going to say downside is going to be pretty similar. Yesterday's close. Got to hold yesterday's close on Meta. If you hold this 656.73, it'll be important. If you lose it, I think you come back down here. You're first going to test this 200-day moving average, 241.73. Then this higher end regressional trend line that I have here from October 29th of 2025. Then that, to me, that's some pretty decent support here, right? Because you have a nice little high here, even though this is a post-market high, break and retest, right? So I was saying yesterday, I like some distance on the break before it comes back down to test that level. I don't like initial break and then right on top of it, the next candle testing that level again. I like a nice little distance and then come back down and test these levels. If you do lose the 640 on the downside here, 618.70 is your next level right here. So nice stair stepping higher on Meta. Meta is definitely strong right now. So I'd be looking for pullback longs as long as the broader markets confirm all that too, and there's no economic data or any kind of news that kind of rocks the financial market right now. We're on Google right now, 15-minute time chart we're looking at here. Google got to get above this 356.61 in order to move higher into yesterday's close. Yesterday's close 357.33, and then if you get above that 357.33, we have this upper end regressional trend line here, 358.81, where you could possibly get some rejection up there. Above that, 360.99 would be your next target on the upside. Here's the 20-day moving average. We're sitting right on it, 355.50. Got to hold above that during regular market hours in order to continue to push higher. If not, you come back down here to this 352.83. It responded yesterday beautifully. I have not done anything on these charts today. 624 high, June 24th high, 352.83. Must hold that if the market flushes to that. If you lose that, you come back down. I think 348.10 would be your next level. And then you have this midline regressional trend line that I have here from May 18th, just a couple months ago. We are sitting above the 100-day moving average, which is good. However, we are below the 50 right now, so we're kind of stuck. I would say that Google is going to be stuck in between the 50-day moving average sitting at 369.51 and the 20-day sitting at 355 and some change right now. So let's get over to Amazon. Amazon, pretty wicky, just like everything yesterday. Look at these big wicks here. We're looking at a 15-minute chart here. Right now, we are holding this 248.93. I like that. If you hold that, you could push into that 252.53 level, which is sitting just below the 50-day moving average at 253.37. If you get above that, I would expect some resistance up here at 255.19 level. If you lose yesterday's close, sitting, call it 247.45. 245.73 is your next line of defense, and if you lose that, 242.70 is July 7th low. It's also sitting above the 20-day, which is sitting at 240.93, as well as the 100-day moving average at 238.45. Okay, let's get where we at right now. Microsoft, and then we'll do SpaceX, and we'll go to Tesla. So Microsoft is still holding up pretty strong right now. Got to hold this 382.90 right now. 389.45 would be your line in the sand. It's a post-market high here from Friday. If you can get above and hold this 389.45, I'd like some upside, at least to test maybe yesterday's highs. So we'll mark that, yesterday's highs. If you can get up here to yesterday's highs, you may get some resistance up there. Why is this not working for me? Oh, I know why. Sorry, people. If you can get above that, get above this 389.45, you could push into that 393.76 level, but it did reject, so you have to respect that there's still some sellers up there. If you plow through that, you can push into this 20-day moving average at 399.16. But I'd be careful of that. That $400 level is a May low of the. I think it's the low from May. Downside, if you lose 381.90, unfortunately, you're going to start flushing down to this 374.39, and below that we have a 366.84. Below that, we come back down here to this 350 level. So hopefully Microsoft can start getting some steam. It's been in the penalty box for the last several months. That would be nice for the overall market, I think, as well. So let's get over to SpaceX now. SpaceX, very easy to chart, people. Your levels, just watch your levels. I have not changed anything. Here's your IPO low, 135. Got to 135.52 yesterday. Supported that. Must hold that level. If you lose 135, I don't have anything below that. I'm going to have to go back and see how we chart some levels there. But definitely getting some resistance up here. I would say this is going to be a level here. You had some sellers here yesterday. I'm going to mark that as well. If you can break above that, then maybe you can continue to push higher. But I think that there's going to be, you're not going to get real good solid moves back up until the lockup is over. So right now, trade your ranges right here. You have yesterday's close. Got to hold yesterday's close, 136.08. If you close that, then you can push back up and possibly to yesterday's high and get above this. I would say this is the close from Monday rather at 139.14. I'm going to actually mark that level. That's a pretty good level. We'll call it the close. So put this level on your charts, people. I'm going to mark it as a yellow. So if you can get above 138.69, you push higher. You may get some resistance here off this close, 138.69, and you could trade it within this tiny range here, right? If you can't get above that 138.69, you could push into that 143.33 level. You can see where everything is stepping down. However, there are a lot of speed zones that are being created. Here's a speed zone here that did not quite get filled yesterday. But, if you can get above this 143.33, I think you fill this speed zone and above. Oh, excuse me. So put these levels on your charts, people. Snapshot. Okay, we're moving on. We'll get over to Tesla right now, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do for today as far as options are concerned. Tesla, let's get over here. Tesla. Sorry for the noise here. Tesla, we are stuck in between the 100-day moving average, sitting here at 397.06, and the 20-day at $400. Call it $400 even. Yesterday morning, chop fest. We're looking at a 15-minute. Up and down, up and down, up and down. No real, you had a real nice pop in the morning. It rejected the 20-day, came back down here, got below the 100, and then it stayed, for about an hour or so, it stayed in between this 100-day moving average while Warsh was up on the podium over there. So now we're back in this channel again right now. So you got to watch this. I think if you can get above this one thing I said yesterday, as long as we were above this 393.63 level, which is a May 19th weekly low, I like the longs. So I was long pretty much all day yesterday, but I just got chopped up. Look at these wicks. These wicks are just horrible to trade options, and that's what I do is trade options here. So I'm going to say the same thing right now. As long as we're above this 393.63, I do like the longs. We're caught in between this 100-day moving average, sitting at 397, call it 05, and 414 level. If you get 414, if you get above the 20-day moving average, I'd like us to push into this 402.81 to 403.51 level. That's going to be your line in the sand. If you can get above there, then the whole speed zone is going to be is covered, right? We're going to cover that speed zone. We're going to push into that 408.85 level, which is an open point of control from Friday. Show you right here. Here's this open point of control level. This is all plotted automatically, another script that I have on my screens. And then you probably get some headwind there because you've got the 50-day moving average sitting at 409.98. If you do get above that, then we're going to push back into our beautiful level that we've been talking about for months. 414.50 is an previous all-time high from 2021. It's been a level that's been a major level on the charts. Every time we get up to that level, you see a big reaction. Downside, if we lose 393.63, we're coming back down here, 390.67. It tests those lows. So it's 61.8% Fibonacci level. Below that, I've got a high here from June 26, sitting at 387.80. And unfortunately, if you lose that, 382.78 is in the picture. You have a little gap up here from June 29th at 377.86. You have a close 375.10, and then unfortunately we have this open point of control, lovely point of control, 333.93 on the downside. On the upside, regarding the point of controls, though, we do have open point of controls up above us, which is pretty good. So the first point of control that we spoke about is I did not mark this here. This is from Friday, so I'm going to mark it now. If I can get my things moving properly here. Okay, so this is a Friday point of control. I have to put it on this chart. 6. All right. If I can type, people. Sorry about this. All right, so our closest point of control right here is Friday's point of control, sitting at $400.95. I like that target for this week. Above that, we have a point of control open from May 15th at 424.39, and then 444.31 from May 14th rather. Above that, 455.12, and then our last one at 478.39. So we have a lot more open point of controls on the upside, which I'm very happy about, versus the downside. However, that downside point of control that we have that is open is way down here at 333 level. So let's just take a look at this right now. So you can see Tesla has just, been chopping around here, right? Just let me make this a little clearer for everybody. So the big speed zone's right up here. So I like this. If we could get above this 420 level, that would be fantastic. Then we can retrace this whole speed zone. We tried to do it the following day after that big sell-off, and then we did not get enough momentum. So as far as what we're going to do for today, let's get over into Tesla. I'm not even going to trade today's expiration date. I'm going to go right to Friday. So Friday's expiration date, I'm going to use the 400 calls. You can see they closed at $4.95, and I'm going to use the 390 puts. You can see they closed at $3.85. So what does that mean as an option trader? That means that if you buy a one lot at a premium and it's at $4.95, it costs you $495. That is your risk, and no other risk is involved with that, right? So you can buy a one lot, walk away, go and do whatever you need to do, and the most you could possibly lose is $495, right? The one thing that you would have to be concerned about is if you are trading a 0 day till expiration and you are in the money, your call could be executed, and your one lot would be is equivalent to 100 shares of the actual equity. So if you bought a one lot at $4.95 and Tesla was trading at, call it $40, and you buy it, and it costs you $40,000, right? So you have to make sure that you do not have any options into expiration. So you have to close out your positions, right? And the reason we trade options is so you can get more leverage to buy more, right? And just get the moves that you're looking for. So if you're buying right up the top here, I've got my calls. So if I think the market's going up, I buy a call. If I think the market's going down, I buy a put, right? I execute that. So if the market's going down, if I buy a put and the market goes down, this premium price rises. If the market, and on the flip side, if the market's going down, this call price would decrease. Same thing on the upside. If the market's going up, I buy a call, this premium price will go up and the put premium price will go down. The typical prices that I pick are a delta of 40, anywhere from 40 to 45 cents, which means for every dollar the equity price moves, the premium price will move 40, 45 cents. So one thing, how does that equate into dollars? If you buy a one lot and the premium price moves 50 cents, you make $50. So you're not just doing this to buy a one lot, people, right? So you do your multiples on it, right? A one lot is $50, a two lot is $100, a three lot is $150, etc. So that's what you're shooting for. Anyways, if you want to learn more about it, go down in the description there and join our Discord community, and you can come into the live trading room from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time every day. If I don't see you in there, also just a note on that, you get a free day trial. So if you want to just pop your head in there and see what's going on, come on in. If I don't see you in the trading room, I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Have a great day, and